That's my version of a blast off.
It's pretty weak. Sorry.
Oh, okay. What we're gonna do? Like replace me with an AI, like
SpaceX was
It's
wild.
robot that's
blast
gonna
off
have better
sounds.
sounds. I,
Did you have a little bored? You got a little bored last time.
Yeah,
I
where's your
do. Hold
soundboard?
on.
Perfect.
That's accurate. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah. I defy someone that could program that level of genius. Okay, and timing. All right. Okay. Speaking of timing and genius, I have a joke for you. I literally just thought of this joke 2 seconds ago. Ready? What do you
Always.
call an extremely passionate, funny person interacting with two other extremely passionate people who chat amongst themselves with random articles that like is way too hella deep for the normal population? What do you call that? What do you call that? Okay, I love your answers. Okay. That's not engaging. I'm just going to throw
Okay.
it out there.
Okay. You just say it. Just say it.
You two people. Can I just tell you? Oh my God. You two. The answer is you two people. I cannot keep
Where's the
up.
joke?
You guys,
Where's
literally,
the punchline?
I almost want to just literally get an AI to read all your chats between you two and make it a show and call it a day. Because seriously, you guys go back and forth, and the articles that you guys like pick, I'm like, I graduated college like 20 years ago, and like that's just way too much like reading for my tastes. I thought I paid my dues. So there, that's my joke.
Not doing this reading thing.
Um. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like really into that reading thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you guys are freaking geniuses. I love
Well,
you, and I think if we can, are you guys ready to kick off this show?
Yes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You know what? I swear to God, I'm my own worst enemy. I keep forgetting I need to change out the intros every time.
Is it still, I didn't even know it. Is it still the old one?
It is. It's from a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna have to like. Okay, when I re-upload it, I'll change it then. But all right. Hey, to clarify, everyone, the episode today is not when ChatGPT goes wrong. It's actually how much AI is too much AI, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Maybe we need an AI to do those lead-in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you
Think
just
about
need
it.
another production company to do all this crap for you guys. You know what I mean? Whatever.
You need a production company for your production company.
I know. I know. Actually, it's really interesting. Someone did approach me, and they're like, you could automate everything that you do, and I'm like, you could, or you could have
Not.
another human do it and actually execute on some maybe your vision that you really want. But it's okay. If you want to use AI to do this, obviously, go for it. It's just, I'm an artiste.
Yeah.
I got the
You just
vibes going. You
kinda
know what
need
I'm
to
saying?
set yourself a little reminder to be the artiste.
No kidding. No kidding. Hey, shout out to Raquel Flores. She's our biggest cheerleader, you guys.
I know. Look at her go. Look at her
And,
go.
I
and
know. I
it
know.
is hot in here, Rocky. It is so hot.
Is
Look
it?
at shit.
That's
Vicky
why I have stuff
Lovely.
in my background because one of my air conditioners is not working.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna just turn into like a puddle of goo in like the next
Yes.
hour that we're here.
Oh my
All right.
gosh. I do now see your AI is not working for you in your background. Like I could see, is that a golf club on your left shoulder there? The left or right shoulder? I don't know if you've mirrored your camera or not.
No. I can assure you it's not a golf club.
What the hell is that thing?
Are you sure you want to know?
I know.
It's a piece of an air conditioner. If it's
Wait,
shiny,
Were you like working on fixing it before you?
yeah, that's pieces of air conditioner.
Wait, on the other side. Is that piece? That's
side,
like that side.
On this side, that's the cat carrier that was just in the way.
That's hilarious. Okay, yeah, seriously.
Anyway,
It's happened to be in the way.
Hey, Jonas, I know you're technical and all, but sometimes you want to put the green screen in front of your crap,
Well,
like so it's covering and blocking it.
I sort of set the stuff on top of the green screen, so I can't.
So bad. Oh
That's
my
what I
gosh.
do it.
You know what? And here's the fun part, those types of nuances like of human behavior. I don't care what technology. It's actually talking to another company about cybersecurity in general,
Or-
which is basically you put like 11 different lines of defense in and you just get the CEO, that one person to be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, come walk in with me." And you're done.
or or the doctor's computer. I'm not even going to say where it's all this, but the doctor's computer that has a piece of paper password.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not a
Obviously,
Oh,
violation.
your internet's itself, dude. You know, though, I will say this. Okay, so Vicky, if you're ever gonna have your face frozen, at least it's frozen in a good spot as opposed to like a wonky face. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
right.
mean?
If it's gonna happen, but it never happens in a good spot. You know that, right? Like that's just the rule of thumb. It's never gonna happen that way.
But it happened. I mean, he was actually good on a good pose. It was like a thoughtful, like,
Hmm.
Are you back, sir? I guess he's back because
He's
apparently he's
back.
moving
He's
and
back.
following along with us.
He's back. And there's like a ghost behind him.
Hey, Madison, food court fam.
All right.
Oh,
What's
you
up
got to
today?
meet Madison. I think you would love her too, Vicky.
Oh, probably. I love everybody.
Yeah, no, she's a hoot. So okay, guys, so let's talk about our wonderful episode today. So, how much AI is too much AI? You guys kill me. My joke was not meant to be a standalone. It's actually my personal in my head theme, which is you know, I love you guys, but seriously, some of
Oh,
these
we should
articles
really
that you guys
spam
throw
her.
back and forth at each other, like I think is pretty funny. So, do you mind if we kick off with some of the
No.
articles and let's chat about it?
No, let's
okay.
go.
All right, let's do this. All right. So, number
Sure.
1. Okay, now this is actually a shout out to our local peeps here because I actually know the CEO. So, I wanted to kind of like give some a little bit of love here, but it was an article that just kind of attracted my attention, if you will. So, let us talk about this. Robots are making pizza in Frisco. And Vicky, being Vicky and so smart, is like, well, where's the AI in this? Look, lady, it said AI in the Googles, okay? And it
In
popped
the
up.
article, that's fine. That's fine. I don't necessarily, trust them to know all the details. That's why I think we had Jonas clear it up because he knows
Wait
sort
a minute,
of.
are you saying Fox News is not the most accurate when it comes to tech reporting on technology?
Yes. Yes.
How about to be fair for everyone, all media has some challenges in reporting about
Yeah, let's
technology. How
let's
about
go with
that?
that. Let's go
All
with
right,
that.
mainstream
Um,
media. Yes,
yeah,
Should,
let's go
should
with
we
that.
ask? Should we ask ChatGPT? Let's ask ChatGPT.
What are you gonna ask it? Oh, where's the AI?
It's
Yeah,
making.
Yeah, so
Jonas,
my two qualms with this article are the AI piece and then the pizza piece, but that's just me because I'm a New Yorker, and if you've ever spoken to me on LinkedIn, you know that I've probably challenged everyone's notions of what pizza means. Um, so I'm a real good time. From the UK to Texas, I fought with everybody.
hey, at least you're consistent.
I am nothing if not consistent.
And that is huge.
And
So
we
okay,
yet
so
to talk about that because I'm a Chicago pizza.
That's not pizza, that's a casserole.
It's a pizza casserole. It's the best thing ever.
That's fine to still call that.
so speaking of New York, Stephen Eng is popping in from New York,
Yeah, and
so
he's
he
gonna
probably
he's
has
gonna be
an
able to back me
opinion.
up on this.
Okay, he'll back you up on. So okay, so here's the thing. What I find fascinating about this is that this synonymous
Yep.
usage of words of robots equals pizza. Now I know, like I said, the CEO. I know for a fact he knows the difference between robotics and artificial intelligence. And so, Vicky, great question is, well, where's the AI in this? And
Okay.
so, Jonas, I think you brought up a really good point, right? Because theoretically, a robot to robot, we've already been doing this since the whole, what's that thing? The line,
Production
right?
line.
Production line.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that's a good place to make the distinction. So if it's doing the production line thing where it's like, pick it up, set it down, pick it up, set it down, doing the same thing over and over again, that's not AI. But if it's using some sort of machine learning, some sort of algorithmic system to improve its time on task or whatever,
To do
then
what though? Like if it's the same repeatable task, like I am putting cheese on a pizza, I am rolling out the pizza, I am putting it in the
if,
oven. Like where's the learning?
if it's not learning to make better pizza, then is it really making good pizza?
Okay.
I'm not gonna debate that with you right now because the answer is no.
Okay, but here's the benefit of having a robot make a pizza, and I'm gonna try to be, and not because Sharif, I'm trying to like promote your business. I actually think it's a novel idea. I think it's really interesting. But if we're looking for consistency, I mean, isn't that why McDonald's is still one of the most popular fast food restaurants worldwide, even despite the food quality is subpar to any other food out there? It's still popular worldwide. It's because you get the same product no matter where you go and it's consistent. So having a robot make pizza, I could see where if I liked the recipe that if these pizza places use, I would go there because I know I will always get the same quality.
Um, yes, but McDonald's doesn't use AI or robots, and they still have the consistent quality. So I'm not really sure, again, like what role AI plays in this, except for the fact that it's just replacing a human being who would be doing this, which, is going back to what we talked about before. But this is not, again, like I don't know where the AI comes into play in this. It's just a robot replacing a human.
I really the question for anybody who's doing this kind of business replacement, because McDonald's and others have attempted to do this before. Like this is not a new concept. The idea of having a robot flip burgers or make pizzas. A lot of people have tried to do this, and what they find out is that by the time you have to do all of the accessory tasks, the moving of the thing to a state that the robot can pick it up, and the serving it to the customer or whatever other things have to happen. Plus, now you've got a complicated piece of equipment that you have to maintain and service and license, most likely if it's software, that it doesn't actually save you as much money as you thought it was going to. And that's the reason why this has not happened before now. The thing is, as we're seeing, economies of scale slowly begin to take hold here, that could change. And maybe it is. I saw a burger making robot. It wasn't as cool looking as that robot, but it was a fairly effective burger making machine in at the Sam's headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas, and that was, again, is it because they still had two people working there with the burger machine to keep it
To fix
supplied,
the robot.
and yeah,
I,
so
I
I
do
think
think
so.
maybe it's phase one, you guys. Maybe this is phase one because you still see in Japan they've got, even now I think they've got robot servers, right? So it could be theoretical. I'm not saying this is not an indictment, not a question about like
mm,
they're taking our jobs away, but well, in some cases I can see this being like, well, they're taking our jobs away, but is it, again, if we want a touchless, no contact, no talk to people. Like I would imagine this would be an introvert's dream. Like, just let me eat. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about your pet and your day and all that good stuff. I just want to eat and do my thing. Isn't this kind of like the place you'd want to gravitate to, though?
uh, I feel like it goes back to like what Jonas and I were talking about in our chat. Like, um, is this gonna fade out? Like, is this like a novelty thing? Is it just because it's like the new cool thing, or is it really like a fast track to like the Jetsons, right? Where like
mm.
everything is robotic. And I honestly don't know. Like, why are people going there? Like, because there's a novelty in watching a robot make your pizza, right? Like, there's no way that this robot can, make a better pizza than like a trained chef could, right? So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say like yay or nay. I don't really have any strong opinions one way or the other, but I think it's for the time being, like you said, until we can like scale this up to the point where these machines are like, you can easily make them. They, on a grander scale. Right now, I think just people are just showing up because they want to see a robot make pizza.
I, I, I am of the curious minded. I would give it a try once. And if you're in a population of millions of people that they all try it once,
Yeah.
not a bad model, and if it's decent
No.
enough and it's a good enough experience, you're gonna get repeats. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, is it yay or nay, or maybe it's something in between, but okay, so if I were to ask you guys and challenge you guys on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as that you'd be inclined to experience robots making pizza, 10 being absolutely be there and 1 being hell no, I wouldn't. Where would you guys sit?
I believe this robot is also making pizza inside a Walmart, if that changes anybody's opinion. So I don't know who goes to Walmart to eat pizza, but you know.
Ooh, okay, I did not realize it's in a Walmart. Okay, let's leave that out of the
I'll
equation.
just say this: I have a son who manages multiple pizza locations, and so this is close to home for me.
Oh, it is close to home for you. Okay, what do you think he would think of this?
I would say based on the way they operate things, he would say if he could replace some of his employees, he probably would.
Oh no, don't say that. Don't
But
say that.
but no,
Um,
they are more of a customized kind of, like they adjust things to your specifications, and it's a personal touch kind of place, even though it's a chain. So probably wouldn't be a good fit
mm.
at this point.
I well, I think it's again the demographic. Okay, even if we were to bring back the Walmart equation into the mix, if you think about it, most people, if they are in Walmart, if you think about the demographic, usually they're families that they're like, oh, I'm busy. I gotta just let me pick up a pizza and I just take it off and go, like Costco, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those Costco pizzas have saved us many, many, many dinners. Uh, you know, for all those that are there shopping at Costco, right? So, and yes, I will buy Costco food all day long. I love the chicken bake,
The
even the
chicken,
dollar.
the rotisserie chickens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Chickens are
that's a
bomb.
loss leader for them. But because it's so popular, they purposely put it in the far back
So that
to
you don't
make
have
us
to like
all
go all the way
walk through to grab it. Yep.
back. And everybody goes.
Yeah. No, 100%. So, hello, Dr. Constance. I know she has an opinion on this one. So, before we go, um, yeah, I think it's an interesting concept. How much of AI is in it? I wonder if there's some level of real time recognition of, let's say, maybe prepare the batter if you're seeing the certain levels are low, or tomato paste or whatever, to like maybe cut it open and then time it accordingly, maybe. I don't know. Is that AI or is
I
that
don't
just
know.
simply programming?
So
I just think
so
this is like the start of the robot, takeover, but in like not in like a dramatic way. Like, yeah, like this is not Terminator. I'm just saying like this is where we're headed, right?
Pizza Nader. It's the
I
pizza
mean,
Nader.
look, Boston Dynamics, 2 words right there. If you tell
Yes,
me like Skynet's
yes.
here, Skynet is here, peoples.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So like I just think that this is now rolling out on like a, you know, more like normal people level where we can actually like, see it at work.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic here, guys, because well, we'll be here all day if we don't, knowing us. So, okay. I just loved your reaction when we first read this article. You're just so funny, Vicky. AI at the office makes you lonely.
Okay.
Sleepless alcoholic makes you a lonely, sleepless alcoholic, new study finds. I'm like, AI doesn't need to do that. That's me already. Shoot.
This article is so clickbaity and stupid because if you read the actual study, it was just like they took two groups of people, right? And one group of people, they let them work normally. And then another group of people, they basically forced to sit in a room and talk to like stare at a computer for 3 days and talk to AI, and then they were like, "Oh, they became alcoholics." Like, who? Oh my god! Like, how to, really? Like, yeah, no shit. Like, if I had to sit and talk to a robot for 3 days, I'd probably become an alcoholic too. Like, that's not science.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Well, arguably,
I mean, okay, like, yeah, I don't know. This is
it may be science, but I'm not sure the conclusions are supported by the hypothesis.
right, exactly. So, I mean, we did a cute little experiment here, but like, I don't know what it's proving. So, yeah, I don't necessarily think that, like, yeah, if you're gonna make your employees talk to freaking AI, they will become alcoholics, sure, and not sleep, sure.
I mean, I know of some places where they would be happy if their employees were not sleeping.
If they were alcoholics,
Maybe.
maybe functional.
Right.
Okay. Well, okay. So
If they're drinking on the job anyway, at least they're not asleep.
Yeah. But
I
these
mean,
guys
okay, so
apparently made a lonely, sleepless alcoholics. Oh, sleepless, not sleeping. Okay, yeah. Checks out.
okay, so is this one word or two? Sleep less, sleep less. No, I don't. Now I'm confused on how that's going to work out.
They don't sleep.
Okay, so the gist of this article though is just basically say, look, you get AI in the office, now everyone's gonna be bored and lonely. That's ultimately like bored, not lonely, just bored and not engaging with one another? Are you serious? You don't think we're gonna go out and play games, or you don't think we're gonna be like? Okay, when I say go out and play games, I did mean it physically and also if we want to play like Among Us, for example, like be like, I'm not lonely, I'm playing my game. Like I don't understand how. Yeah, you're right. This is clickbaity. Yeah.
It's just a stupid, like, the whole premise of that is, I like Vicky says, it's just kind of a stupid setup, and I think it says more about like how you structure your office than it does about anything else. If you're forcing people to sit in a room and stare at a computer, it doesn't matter what they're looking at. Sooner or later, they're going to get bored, lonely, sleepless, alcoholic, maybe if that's what's available.
They're
There's other
serving it up.
substances you could give them that might improve the situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. This is like one of those other articles. I think we had something last week too that just like it's just a way to just like dump on the AI, and it's like the AI has literally nothing to do with any of this. Like this could happen in any situation where you're forcing people to sit in front of a computer and do like menial tasks all day.
I just had that conversation about forcing people to come back to the office after they've been promised that they would have remote work for 2 years, and it's the same. It's the same argument, just without the AI. So
Yeah. No, well, okay, I do. Okay, I have my opinions about going back to work anyway, but okay. So so on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, 10 to be like, "Oh, this is like wonderful. It's a great question." Or, yeah, this is stupid. This is like they're making AI a bogeyman of something that already is occurring.
Which is technically what they're doing in a lot of situations. So
I read in a completely unrelated context that you should be aware of scientists bearing grant requests, grant proposals, and I think that probably just applies across the board.
yeah,
Grant proposals across
or
they're using
Just,
it.
yeah, just
to do
because
this.
somebody's bringing a grant proposal to you doesn't mean it's a good idea.
That's
I
true.
mean, it's a bad idea.
Well, you get called on in a grant proposal, right? All
You might.
right. So, okay, let's move on to the next topic then, because that one seemed like a dead horse for me. Uh, the Beatles to make a one-song comeback via AI. Ooh-wee.
People have
I
feelings about this
okay,
one. I
okay.
have feelings about this one.
So,
But
Vicky, I think this is the one that you brought up. Talk to me about why you this resonated with you.
well, I talked about this myself the other day. Like there is like a wrong way and I suppose a right way to do the deep fake thing, right? And we have repeatedly between ourselves shared the wrong way, which is, all these cute TikToks you see where somebody goes and extracts the voice of an artist and then places it over the melody of like another existing song to create like something new. And so that is just a recipe for becoming, as Jonas would like to say, the test case. Because there's just like so many, aside from like copyright, you have like rights of publicity issues that go into it, and that's just going to be like lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. So that's going to happen anyway because people are stupid. But then there's arguably this way, which is like the right way. So it's like Paul McCartney, he owns with Sony, he owns the Beatles catalog, right? So he has the copyrights to it, so he can go and he can release any of these like Beatles songs. He has all the copyright rights that attach to that. But he had this tape that Lennon had recorded shortly before he died, and he recorded it for McCartney supposedly because it said for Paul on it, and Yoko had given it to McCartney. And so it was just a couple of songs that he had recorded. And so now I'm not sure, again, like how that plays in, like whether that is part of that like Beatles catalog that he has the rights to, or if like the rights to that still belong to to Lennon's estate. I'm sure McCartney has lawyers. I'm sure they've all like looked into it. So I don't want to like speculate. But he basically took the tape, and one of the songs, he extracted Lennon's voice, and now he is using AI to create a whole new like last Beatles song. And so obviously people have very strong opinions because it's the Beatles. And like, do we want to like fuck with a good thing? I say no. Most people say no. But like, again, it's like this novelty, right? Like, so the AI is here, and now people are just like crazy, and they're like, what nuts application can I use this in next? And so like, I think this is where we even got to like, when is too much too much? Like, when is it too much?
Right. So, okay. Well, I cannot help but think, first off, this was a tape that was given. So it's like a mixtape or whatever of John Lennon's voice. They stripped out all the music, just
Yeah,
isolated
it's
the
like
audio
him
vocal
playing the
tracks.
piano and on a tape recorder.
Okay. And they isolated the vocal tracks.
Correct.
And now Paul McCartney, who owns I know there's a difference. He owns the master recordings for the
He
Beatles.
owns the catalog. He owns the rights to the Beatles catalog. So like the recordings, right? He does not have any ownership rights in John Lennon's voice. That is rights of publicity, and that belongs to his estate.
His estate,
So,
right? Okay.
So he would have to have had permission from Yoko, who is the beneficiary and the executor of his estate, in order to even do anything with that voice.
Is that in perpetuity, or is there a timeout on that?
I can't tell you. I don't know. Those issues are like very, very nuanced and very, very complicated, especially again because it's a dead celebrity, and it's like a very, very famous dead celebrity. I think his estate brings in like hundreds of millions of dollars every single year. So most likely it's in. I don't know who's going to be the next beneficiary of the estate. Most likely it's going to be like in perpetuity, like that, the rights of publicity rights. So that's like the right to be able to like commercialize your name, your face, your voice, your whatever. That will, as long as I think that estate is going to be making money, that's going to belong to the estate. Like if
so if it was vested in the person, it would be
vested in the
one
estate.
thing, but if it's vested in the estate, that's a different
Correct.
thing. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion.
That's
anyway.
that's like a whole other thing. But just again, like just because you can do something, right? Like just because you have let's say, I'm sure he has the rights, right? Like I don't think he would go and just like, willy-nilly do something like this. I'm sure he has lawyers. I'm sure he got all the rights to do this. But just because you can, doesn't mean that you should.
So here's what's really upsetting me right now on multiple levels. And I'm assuming there's some level of programming that's going on right now between the live stream app that we're using plus LinkedIn. I'm going to lean it's on LinkedIn. So Mike Asher-Branner, heads up. I do see that you can't see anyone else's comments. I have noticed that. And secondly, it's not even posting all the comments. It's really pissing me off right now. So like all the stuff that I'm trying to scroll, is not coming up, guys. So you may want to like check your cell phone and do like a side because there's more comments coming up on here versus there. Ish. It's not showing everyone's comment. It's pissing me off. So anyway,
Anyway,
here's the
we
other
use
question.
AI to fix the comments. So
Yeah.
the thing with so we've already seen some use cases, some situations where a company or an estate or whatever you want to call it has used uh, image and likeness of a person in a work, after the person's death or after they're no longer able to perform. The one that keeps coming to my mind is they did the guy in Star Wars. It was Peter Cushing's character, and they did a pretty good job with of making that look
I mean,
realistic.
you have holograms, right? Holograms have
Right.
been around for
And
several years, right?
so the thing is, and this is where, because we haven't heard this, all we've heard is the hype about the Beatles new thing. So we don't really know what this is going to actually be like. But like in the case of the Star Wars thing, um, regardless of the quality of the movie, because that's a whole other discussion. But in the context that it was used, it made sense. And so if this is set up, if this is presented as, hey, I'm Paul McCartney and I'm doing this late in life tribute to my friend and associate John Lennon and the rest of the Beatles, and this is a thing that we're doing because we loved each other and we want you to see this last thing that we're doing. I'm okay with that. That doesn't. I'm not opposed to that. If this is, and I feel like that's probably the direction it's going. But if this is a, hey, let's just see how we can jump on the AI gravy train and make some more money, then screw you guys. I'm not even that interested.
Yeah, no, okay, so I think that's a lot of marketing, first off,
Right, right,
right? What you're saying, that's to me a marketing positioning.
right.
But here's the question, right? So what? You've got John Lennon's voice and you're singing along to it. Okay, let's think about this. Whether it's AI or not putting this together, okay? So is it saying that it isolated his voice track and they're going to generate additional verses in his voice? Is that what's happening? Or they're just taking the vocal recordings and they're just going to add to it? Because
In
I
which
think those are
case,
two very
that's
different things.
also right. And in which case, that is something that they have, they do all the time in the music industry when they're mixing tracks. And so I was not able to get a clear idea. I've read several articles on this. I couldn't tell exactly where they were trying to go with this, right? So like when we're talking about the deep fakes, what they're doing is they're learning the voice and then they're going and making the voice say or sing different things, right? That's the deep fake. Here, I don't know if they're just extracting his voice, in which case, then again, AI doesn't matter. And this is all clickbait because they're able to do this type of stuff without AI as well, like isolate certain tracks from like, the vocals from the piano or from the whatever. And so then it's not AI again, and this is just clickbait again. Or right, or
I mean, there are AI, there are machine learning algorithms that fall under the aegis of AI that can improve sound quality and it can improve video quality beyond the level
sure,
of what the traditional sound, recording
sure.
booth algorithms can do. So I mean, yeah, but again, that goes back to like it's clickbaity. If
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
I mean, right now, anything that you attach AI to is going to be clickbaity. Anything that's coming
That,
from
I mean, I think that's my qualm, right? Because like us here, we are generally interested in it and we want to see where it goes, where it takes us. And then like every article is just like AI making a pizza, AI doing this, AI doing that. And it's like, no, no, stop just calling it that. Like,
It's the modern it's the 2023 crypto, right?
yeah,
Like what used to be 10 years ago cloud, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just it's a
Yeah.
buzzword that's very sexy, that's
NFT,
marketable,
NFT,
and if you
NFT,
can
crypto. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
we
one
have
hundo, one
crypto
hundo.
for AI now. I think I did
God.
send you that one.
Yeah, oh no, you did send me the article, and okay, so I just want to share this one because it just cracks me up. Is okay, now this is what I think is more the AI that I think
Yeah.
is more relevant and not just clickbaity, right? Like we don't know exactly what they're gonna do with the Beatles component of it. Um, but this is where I say this is the AI issue, right? Because now it's deep fake voice, right? So it says here, and this was from Loudwire, credit to them. Here, an AI version of Axl Rose singing Velvet Revolver's Fall to Pieces. Okay,
Well, those
first
are like
off,
the TikToks that I keep sending you. Well, not keep sending, but I sent you that one time. But yeah, it's the same thing, right? Where you go and you, like, it was an extraction of Frank Sinatra's voice singing. I don't remember what it was singing. Something totally ridiculous, though.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, no, there's gonna be a lot of like people singing Sinatra or Sinatra singing
yeah,
like death metal or some
and
stuff like that, right?
that is, not going to end well for anybody, because that is his right to publicity. Like, that estate is going to start coming after everybody and their mom, as they should. And it's going to get ugly. It's
Okay,
gonna
so
get
okay, what if let's say for this one, okay, so here an AI version of Axl Rose singing Velvet Revolver, right? And by the way, I love Fall to Pieces. I love that song. I don't care for Axl Rose's voice, so I'm like, don't do that to me. Don't American Idol like some songs here, okay? Don't
I
make
mean,
it your own. But okay, so here's where now I would like to challenge and do a little thought activity with you guys. If you can get something like Axl Rose, I'm assuming at his peak voice, to sing other songs, other bands' song, their IP, and then commercialize it. Obviously, I think that's a lot of legal issues. What's to stop this then from replacing musicians in general, right? Or replacing actors in films? If we're doing so much CGI, well, why can't we just simply deep fake them into movies? And now actors, if they want to, maybe want to do voiceover, but oh wait, they're saying you can deep fake your voice now. So
You're walking that line out pretty far already. So let's walk it back a little bit to the okay. Obviously, we can do the thing with the music now. We can do this with the voices, and obviously people are doing it. But are they doing it because oh, I really want to hear Axl Rose doing "Fall to Pieces," and I want to put that on my SoundCloud or whatever and listen to it over and over and over again because it's just so great? Or are we just doing it because it's a novelty and it's cute to do it today and we'll be forgotten about it tomorrow? And to me, so that goes back to the McCartney, Beatles, Lennon situation. Are they doing something because it's a novelty and it's the in thing to do today? Or are they doing something that is intended to be on a par of the quality of songwriting, production quality, vocal quality that we would expect from them? And to me, that's a big difference. And that's the difference between something that will last and we'll see again and we'll see it over and over again, and the things that will either play out because once you've heard it one time, do you really want to hear that again? And I can tell you no on the Axl Rose thing. Uh, and and then two, other things will get hammered by IP issues, and then the real things that are actually good, and
yeah,
those things are still going to have some human input because it still takes that to
I agree. I mean,
make it
you're not going
worth
to get
listening.
anything unique and novel out of taking, AI and just regurgitating different iterations of the same thing with different voices, right? Like, people are going to want. I mean, I know, like, we had, like, the Drake thing that was new, right? They took his voice and they created a new song, but just as Jonas said, like, that's going to get shut down real fast. It already was shut down really fast, right? Because that was like an IP issue. Like, are people going to be able to take voices that aren't celebrity voices and create songs with them? Sure. Like, are we headed for a future where it's just like holograms singing AI generated songs? Like,
I mean,
I mean, I don't know, but like, I think that people still want, at least when it
humans.
comes to entertainment, that human element, like that is still very, very important. Like, I personally don't care. Like, I'm not gonna go watch a show with like AI as the, the front man. Like that's not me, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that feel that way. Like, I don't know if like the next generation of people are gonna care as much. But at least in the immediate future, I don't see that as a.
Well, I'm trying to put myself in the position of I'm trying to step outside my own biases and likes and say, okay, but what if? And it's still to me, and this is I guess is a bias in and of itself, but to me, it still comes back to the quality. If the AI is producing something that is that good that I want to, and I think the music thing is a pretty good example because I have not heard anything produced by an AI that I want to put on repeat on my. I actually
On
use
your playlist. I mean, but
and I have, but I have human written songs that are old as dirt that I will freely admit in public on a live stream that I will put Bonnie Tyler's "Total Eclipse of the Heart" on and listen to it over and over again if I'm in that mood. But I've never heard anything by an AI or even partly by an AI that inspired that kind of want to listen to it.
I mean, they've already got, AI doing Shakespeare, or what it would have sounded like had Shakespeare, you know, talked about, underwater basket weaving. I mean, they've already got that kind of stuff. I think it's just a matter of time for it to um get more human like, maybe? No?
Again, but is it
What's human? I mean, no. Is it ever going to be human? What is human like? I mean, it's still a robot making pizza. Like, is that robot ever going to look like a human being? Like, I mean, what does it mean to be human like?
well?
It's
I mean that's a excellent that's actually a really deep question. Not that we should be surprised by that from you, Vicky, but that's a really deep question, and it touches on a couple of really big things with this. So at one point we used to say, like 50 years ago, we used to say that if you could build a machine that talked like a human, that was the Turing test. The original Turing test was if you could build a machine that could talk like a human and convince you that it was a person, then that was the sign of intelligence. But then not really. And
Is there
then
emotional intelligence? Because I think that's what still sets us apart from
well, and
animal
then
machines.
and I think we've actually come a long way with that. There's also but we also have, and this is kind of a sensitive subject, but we have people who can't walk, can't talk, can't move. As far as we know, we don't know what's going on in their head, so they may or may not be. But we know, in some cases that people have lost brain function. They're still people in the eyes of the
Yeah.
law and
Oh
in the
no, one
eyes
hundo.
of
Yeah.
like
Sure.
how we treat them. They're still people. So how what we consider to be human is a much bigger ball of stuff than did it make music that was technically correct, and did it sound like somebody's voice, or even to the point of saying did it was it a correct composition. Like there's more to it than just the we are more than just the sum of our parts, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of we are more than the sum of our parts, so let's take it to the ethereal side of things
Since
and philosophy. All right, this was you. This is the one that you found and shared. Of course, Ars Technica. Thank you, Ars Technica. AI powered church service in Germany draws a large
I didn't do it.
crowd.
I didn't do it. I'm just reporting what Ars Technica is reporting. I'm rewriting.
Yes. Oh my god, are you kidding? Literally, oh my god. Oh
I
my god,
mean,
are you serious? Like, talk to me
So,
about this article. What was it about you when you saw it that you're like, yo, yeah, we need to add this to the mix?
so this is 300 people. This is first of all, it's Chat GPT, which is where this whole little show started. Talking about Chat GPT. 300 people showed up. I don't know whether that was more or less than their normal attendance. But it was 40 minutes long, which is to me is a long time to listen to somebody
a
talk.
robot.
We're at 45 minutes, but go ahead, keep going.
Well, unless it's us. um, and so the guy, the bishop or whatever he is, he told
He's a robot. He's a robot.
oh no, not that guy, the actual bishop.
Okay.
Said that his intention wasn't to replace like religious leaders per se, but to show that you could utilize the GPTs with AI to assist and to maybe provide ideas or expedite the writing of sermons and so on.
To be fair, somebody did say last week, or last show, if you recall, I don't remember who it was, but they said that they were using Chat GPT to write some sort of religious text for something, maybe like a
Oof.
Bible study.
Oh no. Yes, yes, yes. I think they were to try to to help them with their to execute. Oh yeah. No, to do a guide. It was a study guide to help them write the study guide for their Bible
And
study
so
group.
I'm gonna since I'm on the kick of saying and doing things today that I'm not supposed to apparently. I'll go out on a limb here and say because I've written Bible studies before years ago when I still did such things, and I'll tell you, I mean they you're taking the same text and rehashing it in a bunch of different ways. I mean that's essentially what you're doing with that. And guess what? That's something that language models are really good at. So
I don't see how
would I
it's any different
the
than
output
having. Yeah.
be canonical and or even have the right chapter and verse? I wouldn't trust it, but as for something to say, help you get started on something or help you look at something a different way, yeah, it actually could.
Okay.
So I don't have an issue with that. I don't
Yeah.
have an issue with that because that's exactly the reason why we should be using it in all different ways.
Right.
But to then replace it with a robot that is reading that sermon, so it is replacing the head of a religious organization. That's where I think
Okay.
the line is drawn.
First off, shout out to Mike Asherbranner. If the robots and AI get out of line, I'll just throw water on it.
That's
Look, sir.
that's what our buddy Jonathan Anderson always says.
Hey, you can plug it, unplug it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Now, that being said, is this? Oh my God, Jody just replied back. But can you still get a hold of a fire truck? That's funny. Again, okay. So here's a funny. Okay, that's funny. But the truth of the matter of this is that this is what's disturbing me. Okay, this is what's disturbing me. Religion is such an immensely personal relationship with faith, right? It is such an intensely personal relationship with God. And so when you have an AI powered church, it's a very fine line between something that's, quote, the word of God or the word of a machine. And therefore, it's slowly but surely training humans to look at the machine as God because it's speaking on behalf of God. Like, I can see this turning into something extraordinarily evil.
Culty?
I'm sorry, what?
Culty?
Yes, but robot culty. Like,
Yeah.
this is just one other step away where if we have a situation where AIs do become sentient, that you can't tell me an AI powered church is not going to rustle people up faster to believe the way they want to believe if they already have that belief system in place and brainwash more and more and more legions, if you will. And before you know it, we have a thoughtless community of people believing in a religion that it doesn't even exist because it was created by a machine.
So my question would be: is that better or worse than having a religion that's
Hey guys, I don't want to get canceled
by
today,
a
so I'm going to keep my
person
mouth shut.
who's no, I'm like if you have a person who's doing it for their own benefit, is that better than that or worse than that? I mean,
Well,
I think this is another case of where we're seeing the technology highlight and exacerbate an existing social problem.
yeah. Now, Mike brings up a good point. On the flip side, humans have been messing up with the word well enough without the help of AI.
Right.
100%. But I think the implication, though, is obviously if we become a culture that is dependent on thought and faith onto a machine, I think there's some real challenges there. Yes, you're going to have that cult of personality of an individual, false prophets, but isn't this the equivalent of a false prophet? Without being overly religious, I'm just saying. So, anyway, this freaked me out a little bit. I'm not even religious, and I'm like, whoa, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I see it becoming something that some will embrace and run with it, like this particular place, and I know that there are some who will cry the devil's work and start burning computers or something.
I think this was a novelty. I think 300 people showing up was like, okay, let's see what this is about. Now, I mean, my humble little walkthrough in a trade show at CES, and it was Samsung, I think, that was putting it together, and I forgot the name of it. Neon, I think it was called. They were AI generated human beings that can hold conversations, but they don't exist. And that looked hella real 3 years ago. So fast forward now and then make it look like maybe it is a pastor like saying, "Oh, I'm sick for the day, but here's my message pre-recorded," but it's just an AI. You guys, I could just see a weird slippery slope. And okay, scale 1 to 10. 10 being great idea, it's going to benefit and help people come to whatever religion, or number 1 or 1 being hell no, it's just one step towards Skynet. Where do you guys fall on that?
-12. Like I am just a hard no on this.
Jonas?
I mean, I don't. It's definitely not for me. But then, I wasn't going to show up for church anyway. So
okay, yeah.
I mean, neither was I. But the point is, I'm also Jewish. But I wasn't going to show up for anything. But
we were so getting struck by lightning, all of us. All right.
guys.
Oh, look at Nicole says no.
I mean,
okay.
I think
I like
that there's a legitimate concern for, so just like you could conceivably have somebody with the wealth and following of a Paul McCartney have the ability to, the financial wherewithal and the influence to get people to work with him to produce an album or a song or whatever that is high quality enough that people would actually be interested in it, regardless of the hype. You can see that could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that that's a possibility. I can also see where a certain type of mentality. I have a specific friend of mine in mind. Y'all don't know him. Somebody who, if they had the influence and the financial wherewithal, that they would build something that could inspire a cult following, and it would be for, basically for their own gain. Would people go for that? Yeah, probably some would.
If there's an opportunity for someone to gain anything
100%.
in any way, they will take advantage of that. Absolutely.
100%.
Is that something that is that a, like we talked about before, is that an extinction level event? No, I don't think
No,
so.
I mean I don't think it's an extinct,
Is
but
it? Is
there's enough people that are
it yeah,
susceptible to being brainwashed that like this is a very real, I think,
It's
issue.
a
And again,
yeah.
I don't know that that's more real than it's already going on. Like I don't think we need AI, but like it's just one of those things that could potentially
yeah,
exacerbate
It's
it.
you guys, it's like these are little straws that are getting built up on the camel's back.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah,
saying. Like, I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
that's what's happening. And
yeah.
by the way, Mike,
yeah.
great, cute humor, and I know you're saying it. I'd bust in my church with a fire truck and fix that for sure. The irony of it is the odds are high. You can beat up that church all you want and fire hose it all day long. It's still up in the cloud.
It's, yeah. So,
So what are you gonna do? Like take a fire hose to like the sky? And no, we're not talking about the clouds in the sky. We're talking about it's a server somewhere else in New Jersey, okay, for a sermon out in Mississippi. Okay. So
why's it got
no,
to be in New
yeah.
Jersey? What's up with that?
No.
Yeah, it'd probably be in Tennessee.
But
So
yeah, no, I
okay,
think that's
but straws on the camel's back. That's a. I don't. I'm going to say you're not wrong. What I hope will happen, and we have seen this. There is historical reason to believe that this could be the way this goes. Is that as our technology is sort of highlighting and washing some of the mud off of some of the things that we've always had and bringing it to the surface, that we will, as a society, take notice of it and do something about it.
okay.
Can't.
So I just want to go on record right now. I don't know whose it is. It sounds like to me you've got an ice cream truck
I
going
have
by.
a fucking ice cream truck outside of my window.
And
It's
I
driving me
want
fucking
ice
bananas
cream.
right now.
I
Yes,
want ice
ice
cream
cream,
so
Vicky.
bad.
This motherfucker comes around every single day.
Is it an
I
AI?
want ice cream.
Is it an AI ice cream truck?
No, I would prefer it to be. He's just annoying.
Okay, before we go on to the last one, you guys, I know I'm switching gears here. Nicole, that's a very interesting topic, and we're just gonna I want to go over that, which is someone just told me they fired their entire marketing department and replaced them with AI.
Don't
That
worry,
to
they'll be
me
back.
isn't.
They'll be back.
They'll be back, and that's a stupid owner who thinks I don't even. Just that statement alone angers me to no end. And maybe the next episode, maybe we bring on another marketing person to talk about that as well. Like, let's
Yeah.
talk about that because that's some bull hunky.
My
Um,
business consultant brain says all the people who got let go in that need to get together, form a company, and when, not if, but when that company comes crawling back to them needing help, charge them their consultant rate, which is double what they were getting paid before.
Hundo, 100%. Okay,
The dumpster
so
fire, the dumpster fire surcharge.
Yes,
that's the dumpster fire tax or the dumpster fire tax. You're
yeah.
gonna be an idiot. You get to pay the dumpster fire tax. All right. GitHub accused of varying Copilot output to avoid copyright
Honestly, this is a
allegations.
show all on its
You're
own.
right. We should probably take this one as a cliffhanger for the next show because this
Let's
is
do
a
it.
whole other
This is a
level of
Okay.
whole,
crazy.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
being that we have 2 minutes left, okay. So Vicky or Jonas, who wants to give us a cliffhanger as to why we should give a damn for the next episode for this? You guys, talk to. Why should I care about this GitHub accusation?
Okay, one for me, one for Vicky. Because this is going to happen. This Copilot is an AI that helps people write code. It's going to happen one way or another. So it's coming. So the legal side of things.
The legal side of things is really about using AI to write code. And so there's a lot of like implications in it, and it's tied up in the copyright. It's going to be very similar to what we talked about in the copyright implications with images, right? Like
You own it.
what is
Yeah.
it scraping to get all that code? And so yeah, it's going to be, yeah.
All you LinkedIn nerds who remember way back in the day when when everybody hated Microsoft because Linux was open source and all that. This
Yeah.
goes all the way back to that.
I mean, this is gonna. I've been following this. I'm very curious to see how it's gonna pan out. there's a lot of considerations, and this is going to be like this is the test case, right? Like this is the test case that we were talking about. This is where like the deep pockets are. So this is where we are going to get our precedent for the foreseeable future in how this is going to work, because we all know it's not coming from Congress. We don't have to get into that again.
I love it. Okay, on that note, guys, we are hitting on that top of the hour, so I'm excited. Like the more we talk about, like we have been getting feedback that we need to. People are asking us to do it weekly, not bi-weekly. But guys, we do have our jobs to do. So, unless you're gonna pay us and incent us to do it, yeah, it might still
We can
continue to
set
be
up a GoFundMe.
bi-weekly.
We will set up a GoFundMe.
Hold up. What? Jerry Mecca in the Hizay? Okay, you don't understand, you guys. Jerry, we need you for the next episode. Oh, yeah. We need you. Are you seriously going to law school, man? Oh, Vicky, if you want to meet your match of someone that's got opinions and thoughts, it's Jerry.
I didn't think someone like that existed, but I'm always
Oh no, that is going to be hilarious. Okay, so on that note, I'm so excited. I miss you. It's been a long time, sir. And Nicole and Mike and everyone that's been on here, Raquel, Steven, so many different names up here. Thank you guys so much, so much.
Thank you.
But we have a hard stop today. We cannot go long. I'm the party pooper. So we'll be back again. I know, we'll be back week after next. So guys, we'll be talking about the GitHub issue.
Yeah.
And the legality around it, but otherwise,
whatever
any last thoughts before we go? Last thoughts to close out. Get us some money and sponsorship.
Yeah, right.
Pay us money.
We'll build an AI of ourselves if you give us money.
Yeah, we'll do an AI. No, seriously, you don't understand how much I wanted to of your guys' chat to just create a freaking AI. I might just do it just for giggles. But anyway, all right, guys.
We need to just have ChatGPT summarize the chat.
We just validate, what the sadder part is, like, we get more traction on that show than anything else because we're like, oh no, it's better. Anyway, hey guys, see you guys in another week and a half or another 2 weeks. And until then, guys, by all means, feel free to text us, DM us. We'd love you and your opinions to join chats among us. Peace out, guys.